Alright guys, start of a new day and it's dry for once, although it was raining a bit. We're scarifying today, I'll show you what we're doing. So we're in this garden, you'll recognise it more when we're in the back. It's where we've done the hedge, cut it down to half the height, and it's doing well actually. Well, this is the bay part of it, and the canopy's grown back very nicely. Very nicely. So we'll scarify and see what comes out. There's a fair bit of moss in there actually. So and then we'll go into the back and Steve's going to hoe through the borders. So I might show you what that looks like in a bit. Okay, so a nice bit of colour to meet us in the back garden, and these hyacinths are coming out. Some nice, God, these are really nice. Back there, we're going to hoe through these borders. We've got lots of little weeds coming through, so just to give you an idea of what they look like, and we'll show you what they look like at the end. So all these weeds along here, along the right hand side, and then along that left bit as well. So see you in a bit. Okay, so we've dethatched it with the blade attachment. You can see it comes up with some bare patches, but that's probably more down to the you know, the worm, what they call the worm castings that come up, although there are some bare patches. We're making sure that we just stick to this side and don't do any on that side, because the neighbour has been asking us. And the reason why we mow afterwards is that it does pull up a little bit of extra sort of grass and moss that would otherwise leave, that would be staying in there and then growing again. So there's not a lot. We only mowed it last week. But it helps to pull up a bit of the moss. That wasn't too bad actually, dethatching it. It's probably worthwhile, but the rake attachment will probably be better a bit later in the year. We'll put a bit of grass seed down as well, and in a few weeks time it'll look lovely. We'll do the back now. Alright, so we're in the back and we'll give this a scarify. This has got arguably a bit more moss. You can see the different coloured patches, especially down here. That's just pretty solid moss. So we'll give this a scarify, show you what it looks like. It's a small garden, and Steve's making good progress over here with the hoeing. Lots of really nice flowers back there. I forget what they're called. Do you know what these are called, Steve?
Can't think of it, man.
Oh, and there's a pink one. There's a pink one there. So different colours. And see the difference in the colour of soil as we go through and getting all the weeds out. Here we go, primroses we think they are, those flowers. Okay, so I've gone up and down and then across this way and then back across this way. I wouldn't normally do that much, but I felt as though we could get a bit more moss out in some of the heavy areas doing that. Plenty's come out, you can see all the little piles. So I'll rake this up and then give it a mow to get the last bits up. We'll see what it's like. Up and down and cross diagonal and then in the opposite diagonal. So 3 times. And that seemed to get a bit more up that last time. It's threatening to rain, isn't it? All right, the rain's coming down now, so I'm putting you in the waterproof case, and we're just going to mow this lawn to bring up the rest of the moss. Okay, so that's it scarified with the dethatching tool, the blades. So we've got a lot of weeds and moss out, and we've aerated the soil a bit as well, because it cuts into the ground with its blades. And Steve's been making good progress on this beautiful looking soil now. I might join him with a hoe, do a time check. Oh, he's nearly done to the end of this border as well. So I started up the other end and just did a little bit at the end of last time. Alright guys, we're in the next garden, and we've just scarified it last time, but the customer's done a blinder and bought some grass seeds, so I'll put a little bit more down and just show you the little bits of seed. So that should do very nicely, and we'll give it a mow, because we're going to be pressing the seed down with the roller, which will help massively, I think. And it's really wet conditions, so it's hopefully good for germinating. So I have to keep you up to date with what this looks like. It's got some pretty nasty stuff in it. Don't know what it is, if anyone knows. It's very difficult to pull out So might need to get some weed killer on it at some point. Okay, just want to show you some of the areas where I've mown over, where I put fresh cut grass seed. You can see there's a lot of seed left. But what it's done, of course it has sucked up a little bit, more in some areas than others, but it's left a lot down. And the benefit of going over it with the roller mower is that you're pressing it down into the ground and you're giving it contact with the soil, so it's going to be far more likely to germinate. And that's what it looks like after it's been mowed, nice, neat and tidy. And we blow it, there's a lot of debris that falls in this garden. We blow it out into the lawn and pick it up with the mower and rake it up as well and make it look neat and tidy. So we'll keep you up to date with this lawn, let you know how it gets on. Alright, we're in the same garden. I can't show you too much for various reasons. The customers asked to keep their privacy, but there's this spot of, it just gets very dry. It's under some massive trees and it gets very shady, but there was historically grass there, so we've just raked through using the scratchy rake and spread loads of grass seed down before raking and after. And it is lightly raining and the soil is still quite dry, but you can see there's a bit of darkness to it, so it's got a little bit of moisture in it. So we'll see if that patch recovers and I can keep you up to date with that. On to the next one. Rain's back and we're just at a quick mow, blow and go. Steve's scratching up some sticks. So we've had more sticks come down off this birch tree. The birch trees have been shedding a lot, and then we just give it a bit of a mow around here, a blow on the driveway, and just a nice tidy up so we can give you a quick show what it looks like at the end. But we're not here for long. Would you believe it? The sun has come out and we've edged around these roses. I'll show you these roses actually. These are very old roses, and you just look at the stems. They're really ancient, and so I chopped them right down and they have come back. I really doubted, just due to their age and just how old that wood is, if it would ever sprout back. But this one's a real surprise. Look at that, really thick old wood. It must be decades old, and it's sprouted back really strongly there. And it was the owner who asked me to chop them back, so I'd have been very reluctant to myself, but it actually makes me think that I can chop back the roses at my house in the front drive, and I might be alright. So that'll be an interesting experiment. But yeah, really surprised and happy with how all these roses have turned out, and nice and neat and tidy. We've blown the driveway and just made everything look really nice. So on to the next one. Alright guys, we're in the next garden. Just got these glasses on for strimming. We've had a major seed event, check it out. There's these seedlings absolutely everywhere, and I think they're sycamore. They're in the grass. The grass is absolutely covered with them, and I don't know if you can see them there, but they're absolutely everywhere. So we're going to give them a good tidy up, bit of a mow. And show you what they look like at the end. Alright, we've mowed the grass and knocked the head off all those seeds, the sycamore seeds, but I'm just going through this bed now, It's just thick wood. This is a comfrey type plant we want to get rid of, and then just little seedlings and bits of grass. So, and then these pots, I think these two green pots on each end, they've got dahlia bulbs in them, I think, and I've had a look at them and they look rotten. I don't think they've had enough drainage, because if you look under them, they've just got one hole in the middle. I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but one hole in the middle on the bottom, and if you haven't put a load of stones and, like, you know, broken terracotta pots over that, it's not going to drain very well, and that might have become waterlogged. These pink pots here, they're infested with grass, and the roots are so thick that we can't quite pull the grass out, and it's this plant that's coming up that they want to keep. So we're actually going to have to suggest to the customer that I pull that out and just separate the plant they want and repot it, and explain to them about the drainage issues. Drainage is standard. It was a common problem with pots. It will kill things off quicker than you or I could. Alright, I'll show you this in a bit. Alright, there it is. Just weeded along this border nicely. It's just where the sun is, the shadow, and then mowed down here. We've weeded through all the pots, and it looks all nice and neat and tidy. Blown all these hard standings, and then done a bit of weeding out the front. So I think we're going to mine next. See you there. Alright guys, we're back in my garden. We're finishing the week on a bit of sunshine, thank God, because it's been so wet. We've just been out in the rain, even raining this morning. So we're in my garden, and we've scarified it 3 times now, and I'm going to go over it with the mower, because there is still some, from a couple of days ago, there's still some loose moss on the surface. There we go. That the mower will just pull up, and while I'm doing that, I've asked Steve if he'll go round some of these really bald patches, and bear in mind this path was deep shade, so of course the moss was going to be heavy here, and it is just pretty much just soil where you can see not a lot of grass, and still a bit of moss actually in there, but that'll dry out now. It's exposed to the sun. And so I'm asking Steve to get the scratchy rake over these areas and put some grass seed down, then rake over them again and maybe stand on them. And wow, look in the background there. I won't show you up too close because respect the neighbour's privacy, but there's a gigantic magnolia, and it's quite magnificent. From another angle, it's just huge. Must be really old. So we've got a lot of bald patches around the garden now. We've been able to take some of the moss out, so Steve will get onto that, and I'm going to have a mow my own lawn for the first time. How good is that? And then we'll show you what it looks like at the end. Alright, so the mountain of moss grows, and I'll come and show you what we've done. All right, there it is. There's the view from the patio. It definitely looks better on the camera than it does in real life, because the stripes are a lot fainter. They just show better up on the camera, but it's looking good. You can see what it might end up looking like once it's got some really nice grass growing through it. I'll show you what Steve's been doing. He's been using the scratchy rake to rough up the surface, and he's putting grass seed down, and then he's sort of scratching it over again on top with the rake. So he's done all the way up this path and then started up this path. So he's got quite far, and down this path as well. So he's done all that little section there, but plenty more grass seed to put down as we go through the season. I'll get another sack ordered. We're just using some seed that's left over from last year, and this is the view down the garden. So you can see we've got the better light at the house end for seeing stripes on the lawn, which is good. All right, that's the end of our week. We're absolutely knackered and we've been wet through, so see you next week.